The following program was provided by an independent producer solely responsible for its content. The opinions expressed do not necessarily represent the views of this station, its staff, board of directors, or underwriters.
Thanks for tuning in to Let's Talk Beauty. I'm your host, Sharon Parent, owner of Green Envy Salon and Spa, and we are excited to share the news that we have relocated to 345 Amherst Street to a much bigger facility, a very busy area, and more spa services, more of all kinds of services. So we're really excited about that, and we hope that you guys will stop in and check it out, or you can call us. Our guest today is Lisa Law, and she's been on the show once before. We're going to have some fun things to talk about today. What's new?
Thanks for having me. I'm good. And congratulations on your move.
Thank you very much. It's exciting. It's kind of like all happened fast, really fast. It's kind of a little roller coaster ride, but then we kind of landed this on our lap, and we're very excited.
Yeah, that's good.
Very excited. Big things happening. 2017 has been great so far.
It's gone off really quickly, too.
I know.
I can't believe we're already in February.
I know. It's
amazing.
A zip line, right? It's like zipping right away. So you are an author, a life coach, and Feng Shui. How's all that going for you?
It's great. I love getting up every day and helping people, and it's really all about simplifying out here and simplifying in here and simplifying in here. Mm-hmm. And so I do a lot of different programs and workshops and one-on-one consultations and helping people, and it's just, I love what I do. And in 2015 I wrote a Feng Shui book that helps people understand it in really simple ways, and it's really all about creating this foundation of positive energy all around you, because we're all going in our lives, and we need to restore our well. Mm-hmm. And when everything functions well out here and feels good and supports you, it just makes every day easier.
Absolutely.
And then, if you're in a place where you're ready to let go of some things, decluttering can be really powerful, and letting emotions and things go that are attached to all those different things in your environment that aren't serving you anymore. Mm-hmm. So I enjoy helping people with that process too.
So you have some, we'll talk about this upcoming, it's actually going to be, so this is a couple day.
Yep, in noticing that a lot of the people I work with are like you. A lot of people own their own business, or they're working in corporate, and their lives are really busy and they have a lot of responsibilities, and it's really hard to shut that off at the end of the day. Mm-hmm. And so in working with people, I realized, again, my whole goal with people is helping them balance their lives so that they can do all the different things they want to do. And when you're going all the time, people get stressed and burned out, and health issues come up. And so there's this Rest, Relax, Restore retreat series came out of working with my clients and realizing they needed permission to go away to relax. And it started with day-long programs. Mm-hmm. Well, it actually started with a monthly lunch and learn. I do this group called the Happy Space Lunch Bunch.
Oh, really?
And we get together once a month to talk about positive energy and how to keep ourselves positive. And at that group, it's supposed to be an hour-long lunch on the lunch break, but people stay all afternoon because they love talking and they love being in that environment. And so then I started doing day-long workshops, and now in March, we're going to go to the Mount Washington Hotel for a whole weekend. And have you been there?
I actually have not been to this one. I have been to the other, what's the other big resort?
The Grand. Yeah. It's got Grand in it, Grand Hotel there. Yeah.
I've been there. That was really, really nice too.
The Mount Washington is a really, it's an elegant old hotel, and it's all been completely renovated. But they used the natural flowers in the woods and different things that they found around the grounds to inspire all of the decor. Mm-hmm. Like the rugs are different flowers.
Yeah.
Have flowers that they found in the woods.
Really?
Yeah, it's kind of neat how so it has this very natural vibe to it. And then in every single window, you look out at the mountain range, either across the street to Bretton Woods or Mount Washington in the background. So
Well,
it's
and you
just
can,
a spectacularly
you can
beautiful
see how
place.
beautiful
Yeah.
this is. It's a beautiful spot. So how did you end up landing this this deal at the Mount Washington?
It's honestly one of my favorite places to go.
Okay.
And so I really wanted to bring people there because whenever I go there, not in a retreat situation, just to get away. Like if I need a day just to ground myself, I feel like everything's kind of going like this, I'll drive up to the Mount Washington Hotel and have lunch, and I'll meditate
Really?
out in their backyard, or
Wow.
I'll walk around, and it just, there's something really special about the energy and helping restore you there. And so I wanted people, it was really the perfect setting to do a rest, relax, restore retreat because the energy of the place really supports that.
And so how are you getting this out to people?
It's all through my networking of people, Facebook,
Yeah.
and I appreciate you talking about it here today.
Yeah.
It's really all word of mouth. It's people that I know from every aspect of my life who are coming, which makes it really fun too.
So how many guests are you hoping to?
I'm hoping to
Attend.
keep it around between 15 and 20 so that we have a small, intimate group.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it's taping this, it's the end of January, beginning of February, and we have about 12 people already signed up.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So it's exciting.
Yeah, that's very exciting.
Yeah.
So this is going to be March 31st through April 2nd. Not looking at a calendar, is this like a Friday, Saturday, Sunday?
Yeah, we're going to do an opening reception on Friday night.
Yeah.
And then I'll do a morning meditation or yoga. I'm a yoga instructor too. We'll do just a peaceful thing in the morning to get us started. Then everyone can go have breakfast. And then at 9:30, the program will start, and it'll go to about 4:30 because I want people to have time to enjoy being at the hotel too.
Right.
And some of our activities will be classroom, and some of it will be outside on the grounds, depending on the weather.
Yeah.
And so we'll do some connecting with nature, and
Yeah.
because we're all nature, and we forget that when we get busy. And so just being out in nature really helps restore you too. And we'll do some exercises to really help people with that.
Yeah, this is a great idea. So I'm sure it will probably fill up then. If you're
They're
looking for
giving us a
15 to
great
20.
rate.
Yeah.
We haven't stayed over there for a while because the rates have gone up, and they're giving us an excellent rate. So,
Yeah.
so that's really good.
Yeah, I see the rate on here. It's excellent. So you'll have to, anybody tuning into the show that is interested in going to this Omni Mount Washington Hotel for a little retreat. Is this female and male?
There are some couples coming. There are single ladies coming. There's a mother-daughter coming.
Because that's good, I think,
Yeah,
good
it's
to mention
a
to
really
the-
nice mix of people.
Okay.
All different walks of life and all different ages.
So that's great. So if anybody's interested, they can see your email address on this show and get in touch with you.
Yep,
and
thank you.
That way.
Yep. Definitely.
So I wish you success on this.
Yeah, thank you.
So what else is going on? So we have stuff coming up in February.
Well, like I mentioned, I do a monthly lunch and learn class.
Would you do that at the same location
It's
every
always
month?
held at I try and make it the third Friday of the month at the Nashua Country Club.
Oh, okay.
And it's a lot of the people who speak at the group are regular members.
Yep.
Like the gentleman who's speaking this month is doing something on organizing your thoughts and your creative process and how to get your creativity down on paper. And he's a really neat guy. Next month in March, one of our members is going to do a program on oracle cards and how to use these cards for inspirational messages and how to tap into your intuition and messages from your helpers.
Yeah.
And so she's going to do a program on that. I'm going to be doing, I like to present different books to people, and I love emotional intelligence. So we're going to discuss an emotional intelligence book also in February. And then I also do a Feng Shui and decluttering discussion group every month. And we talk about the projects that we're working on in our homes. And there are people who have finished their decluttering, and then there are people who are just starting. And so the group really supports each other in that process, and we share stories. I can't wait to get there every month to hear what people have been working on.
And I'm sure it's a big.
And it's really, really fun.
I'm sure it's big, like seasonal changes too, right?
Sure. Yeah,
As
we
you
talk
know,
about how to
fall
handle the
and
holidays.
and then spring and then summer. So you're constantly trying to like change up the scenery in your home to, go with the season, right?
Yep, and we're constantly evolving, and our needs are constantly changing in our home, and our interests are always changing. So we always want to let the things go that no longer fit what you're working on to make space for what it is you do want to be working on.
Yep.
And so I help people learn about that process, and then each month I also present some aspect of Feng Shui, whether it's working with the 5 elements of nature, or this month it's on Taoism and how to, Feng Shui is based on Taoism. It's that we're always changing, and this being in harmony with change instead of fighting change. And so we're going to talk about that and how to keep your balance. It's all about maintaining balance.
Which is,
And it's constantly in flux.
oh yeah.
And so
Yeah.
we go off balance, and then we bring our skills up, and we get balanced again. And
Right.
so-
Well, it's funny because I did a fitness competition and I was really strict, and I was such a regimen of food, of eating clean, and the exercise that. So November, December, and January has been 3 months of off of the 100% eating clean, still working out, but not
well,
as
and through the
hard.
holidays too.
Right. So I'm trying to get back in balance and get back on that lifestyle, because once I was doing it, it was my lifestyle.
Yeah.
But it's like, I was so strict that I went on vacation after my competition, and then the holidays came, and it's like one excuse after the other, right? So now no more excuses, and I need to get back on that, and I'm really trying. It's hard. You have to really kind of focus on.
Well, and it's figuring out, training for your competition is really strict. And then
Yeah.
you go through the holidays where you eat everything, so maybe
Yeah.
there's some sort of balance in the middle for everyday life, not in competition.
Right, and it's a mental
that's
thing
what
too,
you have
right?
to figure
So
out.
it's like I'm a really bad procrastinator, and that's something that I really have tried
We
to
all
work
are
on.
in some way or another.
Yeah, well, that's how I ever got through training for this, was like a miracle. But the only way that I would achieve it is if I set myself up for this goal.
It helps to
Right?
have a goal.
Yeah. So it's just been one excuse after the other. Oh, Monday. I'm going to start again Monday. And it's like, okay, so we're through January now. I got sick and I got a little sidetracked, and now I have my new salon adventure
Yeah.
that I'm doing. So I'm hoping to officially now for February be back
Sounds
on
like
track.
the timing is better now.
Yeah.
To focus on that. You
I
have,
know,
you have a
like,
lot going on.
I'm a month behind schedule, but it's never too late. It's never too late. It's always a new day, right?
Well, and you look beautiful as you are. So.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you. But I just feel so much better living
yeah,
that lifestyle.
that's the part.
Yeah.
Is figuring out what makes you feel good.
So you teach, so this is 4 different things that you do once a month.
I'm also in February, people have been asking for a meditation series. So
Okay.
I'm going to do 4 weeks on Tuesday night of meditation.
Okay.
And it's all, every time I do a series, it has a different focus.
Yep.
And I'm carrying through the relaxation theme. So we'll do an hour after work of just relaxation, refilling that well. And I'll teach, I love mindfulness,
Yep.
which is all about being aware of, just being aware and being an observer and understanding how everything outside is affecting you, but you don't always have to let it. You can just let things go by.
Yep.
And so I teach people a lot of skills not to take a lot of stuff on.
So
and
you
deciding what they take on.
It's the guided relaxation and meditation series. So this is the new one that you have added.
Yep.
And that's every Tuesday for the month of February, 5:30 to 6:30, and that's at the Nashua Country Club.
Yep, I teach all my classes at the country club.
Okay.
All
well,
of this is on my website too, if anyone
Okay.
wants to go and look.
Yep.
And I put my events every month on my website.
Okay. Well, that's good. And working with the Tao.
Working with the Tao. Yep.
What is it?
Taoism.
Okay.
And that's that balance and that harmony, bringing that balance and harmony and being able to adapt to change. And I think about change, that's the one constant in life. You think about the seasons and the oceans and our trees, and they're all changing. and they don't fight that change. And I think about change as like a babbling brook, and sometimes we try and be a boulder holding back that change in the middle of the brook, and water eventually learns, and life will just learn to flow around you. So we have to learn to flow and
like nature, right?
harmonize with that change. And sometimes that's harder than other times, but I teach a lot of skills to help you have this foundation of strength in your life so that when something is going on, you have this bag of tricks to help you.
So concept mapping with guest, and that is
That's that happy
Gosh.
space lunch
Okay.
bunch. Yep.
Yep. The Happy Space Lunch and Learn Group. That's a cute
That's my
name.
license plate too. If anyone around Nashua
What does
sees
it say?
happy space, that's me.
Oh yeah. That's cute. So, and then you have Rest, Relax, and Restore, a weekend retreat, which is the one that we just talked about at the Mount Washington.
Yeah, eventually, as these retreats grow, I'd like to take people on the road too. I'd love to bring a group to Sedona, Arizona. That's another one of my favorite places, and then
So
maybe
you would like
to
do
Hawaii.
a bus trip or something?
Yeah, I'd meet people in Phoenix. They'd fly out to Phoenix
okay.
from wherever they were coming from.
Yep.
And then we'd go up to Sedona, which is about an hour and a half from Phoenix. And
It's
it's just,
beautiful there.
it's so peaceful.
Yeah.
You relax there just being there like you've never relaxed
Yeah.
before. Yeah, it's nice.
So is this your first weekend retreat?
This is the first
hosted?
weekend retreat. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. I've been doing more local things, and so it's exciting. I've had the opportunity to go on a lot of retreats. I worked with a meditation master from Singapore for about 4 years, and I met him here in New Hampshire, and then I traveled with him in a group. The first retreat was in Nepal,
Wow.
and then we went to India and Thailand and Bali. Hawaii. We went to Peru and Chile together, and then last year we went to Greece and Turkey.
Wow.
And so I've traveled with a core group of about 25 people from all over the world, and learning meditation techniques and healing techniques.
That must be a huge experience, like to get a bunch of different cultures together and everybody's
I
different.
have friends from South Africa and Singapore and Malaysia and Australia, the Netherlands and Dubai and Indonesia, and we all come together. And the thing you find about meeting people from all over the world is we're a whole lot more alike than we are different.
Yeah.
And it's really neat because we're all interested in the spiritual stuff. And so to go and be with a group, and there's this app that we're all in a chat room that we talk in every day. And so it's neat, we stay connected every day.
So when did you start? You met him 4 years ago, did you say?
Yeah, I met him here in Nashua in 2012. And I did a lot of that travel in 2013. I ended up spending 5 weeks in Asia. 3 of his classes were back-to-back that he was teaching. So I spent time in India, and then we all went to Bali and Thailand, and then I was invited to work at this gentleman's center in Singapore. And so I taught Feng Shui and decluttering in Singapore, and I did consultations in people's homes.
Oh my.
And so that was a really great experience.
So what about the language?
In Singapore, everyone speaks English.
Okay.
And the language in our course is all English, so I was the lucky one. It was amazing watching people who English was not their main language learn English and be able to, that was a big part of their process, is being able to communicate in English, and I'd watch them grow so much.
Yeah, you're going to another country, so...
Yeah, so it put me out of my comfort zone just in being in a different culture and a different... but I loved it. I tried to experience everything. I ate everything that was put in front of me.
Yeah.
I tried everything because I felt like that was part of learning the culture, is eating everything. And maybe it wasn't my favorite, but I tried it.
I don't remember the show, but what's his name? Fonzarelli. What's
Happy Days?
Yeah. His name is, what's his real name?
Henry Winkler.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So him and a couple
I saw that
Did
show.
you see that show?
I forget what it was called, but it was
a reality.
William Shatner too.
Yes, it was a reality road trip. They went to Asia.
Yeah, I love that.
And some of the things that that they were eating that they didn't know that they were eating?
My group eats vegetarian, so it wasn't too scary.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
it can't be scary.
Some stuff was really spicy, and they got a big kick out of me because when I joked when I got back that Thailand was 100 degrees and 100% humidity, and my husband's like, that's not possible. I'm like, you go on your phone right now and tell me what the humidity and what the temperature is right now. Sure enough, it was like 90 degrees and 90% humidity. I'm like, see? Because
Yeah.
I would and it was snow on the ground when I left here. I'm used to it being cold.
Right.
I'm not used to that kind of humidity.
What time-
so I was like
when was
sweating
this?
just sitting in the shade.
What time of year?
It was springtime. It was like March, April time frame.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And so that was the hardest thing to adapt to, actually, was the humidity and the heat.
Yeah.
Because I'm not used to it. And
Yeah,
they're,
for me,
they're
it
more
was-
used to it. 'cause
Yeah, I
they're
mean, it would
in
definitely be that
tropical.
for me. And it would be the food. I would be like,
The Thai food was delicious.
Yeah.
I loved the Thai food.
Yeah.
It was really good. And I loved India. Nepal was like going back in time 100 years.
yeah.
And we toured around Kathmandu, which is under construction, and there was just something happening everywhere you looked. And then we went up in the mountains, and our retreat center looked out over the Himalayas, and we could see Mount Everest. And then we went to a third area where there was a big lake and mountains, and we hiked at dawn. We got up at 4 a.m. and we hiked to the summit and watched the sunrise.
Nice.
And we parasailed there, what's it called when you have like a parachute, and we jumped off the mountain down into the valley.
hang gliding or something?
Parasailing, I think it is. So we did that. I did it with a guide,
Yeah.
but that was really fun. So we did all these really fun things.
Wow.
And so I know that most people don't have the interest in doing that, and
Well, I mean,
but they don't. Not everybody can do that, and so part of my interest in doing the retreat is to make a retreat experience accessible to people.
yeah, and you have to be available. You're right. Like, not everybody can just take off for 5 weeks at a time. Depends
No, I was
on-
really, really, really incredibly lucky.
I mean, if you're self-employed and this is what you do, then that's amazing. Like, I wouldn't be able to like just take off for
yeah.
5 weeks.
My husband was really supportive. Whenever I'd get nervous about going, he would push me out the door. He
Yeah.
was really supportive.
Yeah, that's
I'm
good.
lucky that way. And my family, too.
And you have kids, right?
Mm-hmm.
How many kids do you have?
2.
2.
And they were in high school at the time. Well, my son was in junior high. My daughter was in high school. And I did get it was interesting, the reactions. They were good with it. And they've watched me travel. And so now they travel.
Really?
And so my daughter studied abroad this summer. She's in between her sophomore and junior year in college. She went to England, Ireland, and Scotland, Australia, and Fiji.
Nice.
Studying abroad. She got 4 classes done this summer. And my son had the opportunity as a junior in high school to live with a host family in Spain. So he went, and he didn't speak English for 3 months. He just got completely immersed.
Really?
And so I think them watching me
Yeah.
really gave them the confidence, because I know when I was a teenager, I would not have been brave enough to go
Yeah.
live with a Spanish host family. And
Yeah.
so I was really proud of him that, they watched me do this, and they realized it was okay to go and go for it.
He had to learn Spanish. He had to know Spanish
Yep.
to get it to. I mean, that's.
Yeah,
I think that
he
I think
became
that's-
fluent.
And I think there's a good way. Like, that would be a good way for me to be just like put into a situation that I would have to learn something. That would work actually best for me, instead of you saying, oh, like, here's a book and go, take, a couple months and learn the language or whatever. I would learn better being put into the environment.
Well, and they learned to speak to shopkeepers, and they learned how to ride the bus around, and they learned how to get everywhere they needed to go
Yeah.
in Spanish. So
Yeah.
it was real world Spanish.
Yeah. So what is he doing now? Where is he now?
He's in private school, and he's back.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he's just a student again.
Yeah.
But
Good.
it was a good experience
Yeah,
for him.
good for them. It's great, again, to have opportunities given if you can take advantage of it, especially for education and studying abroad, to take those chances to go see other countries.
Well,
And,
the world's a small place now.
yeah.
It's our technology, and it is easy to travel now.
Yeah, your technology, you can be anywhere at any time,
It's pretty neat when I'm chatting in the morning with my friend in Malaysia and South Africa and Australia, and my friend in Dubai or Singapore, and we're all chit-chatting together,
And
live.
it's all different times.
And we're live. It's all different times a day.
Right.
It's already tomorrow there in Australia.
Yeah.
So it's it's neat. But we're
That's
all
like one of the
interested.
first, whenever it's New Year's, right? It's always like you look at these other places that, oh, it's already, the next day over there. It's interesting. Have you been to Australia?
Not yet.
Not yet?
No. For whatever reason, that's not on the top of my bucket list.
Yeah. So what was your top favorite country that you've gone to?
They're all so different. I think Nepal might have been my favorite experience because it was pushing me so far out of my comfort zone.
Yeah.
I'd never done anything like that. And I was really proud of myself to fly over there. It took almost 36 hours to get there.
Oh.
And I arrived at midnight, and I got into a van with this guy who had my name on his sign, and we went off into the night.
So you went there by yourself, literally by yourself?
I went a day early.
A group, right?
Yep, a couple days after I got there, the group came in, but I was afraid to go out of my hotel by myself until they got there.
Yeah.
And then it turned out to be completely unfounded, worrying about it, because the Nepali people were really friendly to me. But it was...
Still, you don't know. I mean, you're far away from home. You don't know the culture. You don't really know anybody. So it's definitely, I would be the same way. Like, just pick up a hotel room.
So I'm proud of myself for doing it.
Yeah.
I found a meditation pavilion at the top of the hotel, so I hung out there till everybody else got there.
Cool.
I sat for 15 minutes in my room the first day, getting up the courage just to go out and change my money. And it turned out the money changer was across the street.
Yeah.
But I sat there like...
Yeah.
And then it became like second nature to be in all these different places and be open to it. It was really fun.
So you did all these different places in the last 4 years, right?
Yep.
So is there anything on the list for
last
2017?
I'm really just focusing now on building my business and teaching other people what I've learned.
Yeah.
I don't have one of those retreats set up at this point.
Yeah.
More
but again,
focused
like you said,
back
maybe you
here
could do
at
your
home.
own retreat, right?
Yeah, so that's
Go
what I'm
somewhere
doing. The
right
Mount
here,
Washington.
yeah, and then maybe travel somewhere, like you said, to Arizona and do something like that. It's always nice to get some people actually feel like if you're going on a plane ride, you're going away from, you're really away.
Yep.
So this already wraps up our show for today.
Yeah, that went quickly.
Very quick. So thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, thanks for having
me.
me.
Everybody check out her website, and if you're interested in doing that retreat or any future retreats, check out her website. Thanks for tuning in.
The preceding program was provided by an independent producer solely responsible for its content. The opinions expressed do not necessarily represent the views of this station, its staff, board of directors, or underwriters.